One of the most remarkable events in the sacred texts is Jesus' meeting with Moses and Elijah. This event, where Jesus displayed his divine glory through his human body, occurred as he was revealing his identity to his disciples and leading them to Caesarea Philippi, located about 25 miles north of the Sea of Galilee. At this special location, where a temple was built in honor of Roman Emperor Caesar Augustus, Jesus asked his disciples what the people thought of him. As described in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus asked them, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" The disciples shared the various views circulating among the people. Some thought Jesus was John the Baptist resurrected. Others considered him to be the prophet Elijah or Jeremiah. Others viewed him as one of the famous prophets of the Old Testament. But then Jesus posed a more personal question to his disciples. "But what about you? Who do you say I am?" Simon Peter replied, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." With this response, Peter recognized Jesus' divine nature and accepted him as the Messiah, the awaited Savior. In response to Peter's declaration, Jesus said, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven." Jesus appointed Peter as the foundation of his church, declaring that even the gates of hell would not prevail against it. Immediately following this profound conversation, Jesus began explaining his mission to his disciples, that he would go to Jerusalem, suffer at the hands of religious leaders, be crucified, and rise again on the third day. This marked the beginning of the central message of the gospel. 6 days later, Jesus took Peter, James, and John and began climbing a high mountain. This time, they sensed something different, perhaps due to the weight of his last words or a sense of anticipation in the air. Silently, they followed him, each step drawing them deeper into an experience they would never forget. Upon reaching the summit, a radiant light began to shine from Jesus, and before their very eyes, he was transformed. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became whiter than anything they had ever seen. The disciples were frozen in awe. It was as if heaven had descended to earth at that moment, and they were enveloped within its light. But this miracle was only beginning. An intriguing aspect of this event was the sudden appearance of Moses and Elijah, who had died long ago. Both should have long been gone from this world, yet here they were, conversing with Jesus as if time itself had paused. Peter, James, and John could hardly believe their eyes as they beheld Moses and Elijah, the pillars of ancient faith, standing and speaking with Jesus as if they were old friends. Their conversation was calm, yet filled with importance, as though they were discussing something of infinite significance. Moved and unsure what to do, Peter exclaimed, "Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." This was a pure, unfiltered moment of reverence from Peter, a desire to capture and preserve this sacred encounter. Just then, a bright cloud descended and enveloped them. The disciples felt warmth, but it was filled with an intensity that quickened their hearts. Then, from the cloud, a voice they had never heard before resounded, powerful, yet gentle, majestic, yet filled with love. "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." These words echoed within them like thunder, deeply shaking them. They fell face down, filled with fear, awe, and reverence. In that moment, every doubt and question disappeared, leaving only a profound certainty. They were in the presence of the divine. Moments passed, then they felt a gentle touch, a familiar hand upon their shoulders. Jesus, with a calm and comforting voice, said, "Get up, don't be afraid." Looking up, they saw only him. Moses and Elijah were gone, and the mountain was once again silent. The disciples were left with the burning memory of the glory and truth they had witnessed. As Jesus descended the mountain, he instructed his disciples not to tell anyone about this vision until after his resurrection. If the people had heard of it, they might have misunderstood and tried to make him a worldly king. During the descent, Jesus made an important clarification. The disciples asked him about the prophecy that Elijah must come first. Jesus explained that Elijah had already come but was not recognized. With this explanation, they understood that he was referring to John the Baptist. The transfiguration of Jesus is a profound moment that confirms his divine nature, the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecies, and his mission as Savior and King. The presence of Moses and Elijah emphasized that God's plan of salvation was being fulfilled in Jesus. This event foreshadows Jesus' future reign and the kingdom he promised. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to support us. Feel free to leave your comments. God bless you.